So today I'm going to share with you my week 5 of training for my 10k run. Just going to go through how I got on this week and kind of a little bit how my progress is going so far. So here I'm sharing with you my first run of the week and see how I got on. So I just come back from my first run of week 5 and it's still going very well. It's been quite mild lately, so it's not actually been that cold when I go out, and I've not been wearing the new clothes that I've got. I did 5.6k in about 36 minutes, which isn't very fast, but I am adding distance to my runs, so that's going well. I just can't run very fast at all. I mean, in the past, even when I was a lot younger, I still couldn't add speed to my runs. I could just about finish kind of the distance I want to run, but I could never run very fast. So I don't know if that will ever improve, but I'm not too worried about speed. I just want to complete the distance. I usually run the same route, and I think I'm kind of getting a bit bored of the route now, so I need to change it up a little bit and just run different kind of, maybe even just in a different direction. Once you kind of do something over and over again, your mind gets a bit bored, and then that's kind of when you start thinking, oh, I can't do this anymore, it's so boring, I just want it to stop. I do listen to podcasts normally. I feel like music isn't engaging enough for my brain, so I feel like I need to be listening to something that I can take my mind off the actual running itself. So I've been listening to podcasts. Yeah, so it's still going well. I still feel very good. I don't feel as achy normally after a run, which is positive. Yeah, still feel very good once I've been out. And now it's time for a shower and get on with the day. So I'm now over halfway of my training for my 10k run, which is coming up quite soon. So I've done 5 weeks out of the 9. So it is getting closer, and like I said before, I get a little bit nervous just thinking about it, and kind of a bit worried about injuries and not being able to finish the race on the day. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about, but training is going very well. I've been making good progress. I've been managing to do the distance that I plan to do, and I'm slowly increasing kind of the distance every week. And so far I'm still feeling okay. Touch wood, my knee is feeling all right for now, but I do feel like my hip has kind of a dull pain, but that's kind of before I started running. I wouldn't say it hurts, it's just kind of like a discomfort that's there, and I definitely notice it more when I'm running or like the days I'm recovering. And sometimes I feel like when I kind of push through runs, it kind of affects the rest of my leg, like my thigh and the outer thigh area. So I don't know if I'm kind of compensating the discomfort. It kind of makes one leg kind of ache more after a run. I also feel like I need to get some new shoes, because the running trainers I have at the moment I've had for quite a few years. Even though I've not been doing loads of running kind of in the last few years, I've still been wearing them, and I still go for sort of like shorter runs. It's not done a lot of miles in terms of running, but it's done miles kind of just being worn. So I do feel like I need to get some new trainers and probably get an assessment done to see kind of which shoes are better for me. There's definitely certain things I kind of notice, and I wouldn't want them to still be there if I want to keep running, and obviously I don't want injuries, so I definitely want to look into getting some shoes that are suitable for my feet and my legs and just things like that. So yeah, I need to go shoe shopping soon. So I went for a 5.8k run this morning. It was nice, and weather forecast said it was going to rain, but I'm happy it didn't. It was just very windy. I put my new outer layer on just because it was windy and I thought it might rain, but I think it was like 5 minutes into my run, I was so hot I ended up having to take it off because I was just so warm. But it was a good run. I came across a dog walker who asked me if I did the Bath Half, which was last Sunday. He said, oh, his daughter flew in from Newcastle and did the run. And then he said, oh, she damaged her leg doing that. I was like, oh, don't tell me that. But it was a good run. And because I did a slightly longer run, I'm running late for work. So I have to go, and I'll update you soon. So running consistently for about 5 weeks now, I do definitely feel like my fitness is getting stronger, and just in general, everything is better. My muscles are getting stronger, so I feel like my training is actually working, and I still do 3 days a week, and then in between runs I also do workouts and I still go out for long runs. I've been adding a lot of stretches into my routine as well. I also do foam rolling, which is supposed to help with recovery and to avoid injuries. So when there are any tight areas or any tight muscles that I feel on my legs, then I will generally try to roll them out. I think it does help, and it's definitely working. I feel like the thing that's working the most for me though is definitely stretching. I know I'm not always very good at stretching, especially when I go for a run in the mornings and I don't always have time before kind of having to get ready for work and then get out of the house to be at work on time. Then when I do have a little bit more time after a run, I would spend more time stretching. If at any point in the day I feel like I'm a little bit tight and uncomfortable, I would also kind of do a bit of stretches, and after a shower kind of in the evenings, if I feel a bit stiff, then I do a bit of stretches, and I feel like it definitely helps in general just with recovery and not feeling so sore, more so in the last couple of weeks, because I want to make sure I'm ready for the run and then ready for my next run as well, and just not feel so uncomfortable in the day when everything's a bit stiff. So I did go out for a third run this week. I did 5k in about 36 minutes, but I forgot to film an update afterwards. It wasn't a good run. I feel like I probably overdid it a little bit kind of towards the end of the week. I got myself a bit too busy with other things. I noticed was definitely that I'm not eating the right foods for the amount of running and workout that I do. I just didn't listen to my body this week as much. I was kind of just pushing through the runs, pushing through the workouts, despite being really tired. And I also went out for a very, very long day with my friend on Friday. I was so exhausted, but because I missed the run on Friday, I really was determined to go out on Saturday morning. But I didn't think that was a really good idea, even though I was glad I went out and I pushed through, but the run was really bad. I could just feel every step I was running along was a struggle, and everything hurt, and mentally I just really didn't want to do it. So it ended up being a really bad run, and I didn't feel good about myself. I felt like I was failing. I feel like the progress I've made and how good I felt previously with running, that one bad run kind of made me feel just really not good. Then I felt like, oh, maybe now is the time to give up because I just can't do it, and that's just a really unhealthy way of thinking. So in a way I felt like I probably shouldn't have gone out on that run. I should have just listened to my body and rested. So after that very bad run, I forgot to film an update. The whole day felt like it was a write-off because I was just so tired and I couldn't think straight, and to the point where I felt like I was getting ill because my energy was so low. I felt a bit nauseous at one point. I just felt like it was such a bad day, and I like I say, I felt like that run shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have pushed myself that much to make myself feel that uncomfortable in a way. So for the rest of Saturday and Sunday, I just didn't really do anything this weekend, and I feel like I really needed it and my body really needed it. And I'm also very glad that I actually did, because rest days are important and I know it, but before I never really appreciated how important they are. So I've learned my lesson, and I feel like in the future I will listen to my body more and make sure that I don't push too hard and end up either injuring myself or just getting really demotivated because the runs aren't going to be as good. So this week's run has been quite good, except the last one that I did, but I feel like I'm still making very good progress, and the distance is still going up every week, gradually. Unintentionally, some of my days are a little bit faster than others. I don't mean to run any faster, it's just some days I feel like I have more energy. But for me at the moment, I'm still working on distance, so that's kind of still the priority for finishing the race. And like I said, I've learnt my lesson of rest days, listen to my body, and I definitely need to work on a better diet and eating the right foods, and also eating enough, because I know I'm not very good at that, and I need to work on that if I want to keep this going. Definitely room for improvement, and when you make mistakes you learn from it and you move on, and I'm definitely still learning and trying to grow as a runner, a distance runner, and hopefully for many years to come I'll still be running. My main focus is obviously completing the actual 10k race on the day, but yeah, I feel like I've already learned a lot kind of along the way. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel for future updates, then that'd be much appreciated. Thanks for watching, see you next time.